Are you ready for patrol?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Proceed.
Welcome to Political Arena from Voice of Nigeria. This edition, we examine the proposed establishment of state police, one of Nigeria's most significant constitutional reforms since 1999. After decades of debate, the National Assembly has transmitted the Constitution Alteration Bill on state police to the 36 state houses of assembly. Under Section 9 of the Constitution, at least 24 states must approve the amendment before it proceeds to the President for assent. The proposal seeks to decentralize policing while maintaining federal policing responsibilities. Supporters believe it will improve intelligence gathering, emergency response, and community security. To this end, President Bola Tinubu has inaugurated a committee on the National Policing Bill. The committee is tasked with reviewing and providing recommendations on the proposed legislation. Represented by his Chief of Staff, Femi Gbajabiamila, the President inaugurated the committee at the Presidential Villa in Abuja. The Presidential Working Group on the National Policing Bill is expected to prepare the legal framework for the implementation of state police across the country.
The House of Representatives resumed from the recess yesterday to Tuesday, 7th July 2026, and will take up consideration of the bill shortly. Now, while the Constitutional Amendment Bill establishes the framework for dual policing, it does not operationalize it. That work is left to the National Policing Bill, which is proposed to provide the national legal framework for a dual policing system in the country. The proposed National Policing Bill will include provisions on minimum policing standards, state readiness certification, federal-state coordination, accountability, human rights, safeguards, rank equivalence, personnel, transition, data systems, fiscal and grant conditions, among several other things. Following the directive of His Excellency President Bola Tinubu GCFR, this working group on the National Policing Bill has been considered to produce a technically robust, implementation-ready draft National Policing Bill and supporting package of transmission to the National Assembly, following the passage of the Constitutional Amendment on State Police into law. Additionally, the working group will consider the constitutional, legal, political, operational, and other factors relevant to the effective implementation of state policing in Nigeria, and following therefrom, produce other relevant legislative enactments necessary for the thoughtful, responsible, and well-resourced operationalization and implementation of the dual policing structure in Nigeria.
Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, described the initiative as timely in view of the country's security challenges.
Shouldn't wait. The concept note has been provided. But my supplication to the governors is that they should please help us do their utmost to ensure the early passage of this constitutional amendment when the thing gets to the state, because it's really a shared responsibility. We're all involved. Unfortunately, it's not just an amendment that the National Assembly alone can undertake. This is why it's imperative that the governors be appealed to help us speed up the process. And I'm happy that my colleagues from the subnational are also here. You have a lot of responsibility in this regard to also help us interact with the authorities of the second arm of government, that is to say the various states houses of assembly.
On his part, the president of the Nigeria Bar Association, Afam Osigwe, reaffirmed the association's support for the state policing initiative.
With the array of people gathered here, we'll be able to dot the I's and cross the T's, identify likely problems that may defeat the idea of state police, and also ensure that we put the right statutory provisions in place to ensure that not only is this idea of state police not abused, but is also put in place in such a way as to secure the lives of the welfare of the people and also ensure that policing trickles down to the various communities. I'll be willing and ready to play a role to ensure that we are able to achieve the terms of reference of the working group and put in place a model legislation to govern the different aspects of the terms of reference.
Supporters argue local policing will improve security against banditry, kidnapping and terrorism.
The state police is a welcome development from this 10th assembly of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Why do I say so? Security is one of the responsibilities of the government, securing life and property. And I think the federal government and the people of Nigeria thought it wise to think of bringing police nearer to the people, especially when they bring you nearer to your people, you have what it takes to identify faces of people around you, identify your neighbor, identify the culture of the people, identify the population of the people there. So I believe that state police will help to, reduce the hostility, the non-state actors that the Nigerian society is experiencing in recent times.
The issue of state policing is something that is very necessary when we look at our security challenges. But nevertheless, having said that, it's like a coin of two sides, pro and so it all depends on how it is being used. If it is being prudently managed, it will surely yield a desired result. If otherwise, I'm not praying that for sure. You know that it will end up ruining even the existing system that is being managed. But having said that, I would have loved to see that possibly our management system, that is the way our view to things, because it is individual that will manage these things. And when we look at the caliber of people that are coming into the position of authority, I think there need to be excessive screening on their potentials. What do they have to deliver? Because that will go a long way in either championing, activating the SSEs, activating the dividends of the democracy that they ought to have delivered to their people.
Critics caution that state police could be abused for political purposes unless strong safeguards exist.
Well, the idea of state police is not new to the Nigerian state. We had it in the First Republic, we had it during the Second Republic. And one fundamental question was because of our bad experiences with it. Anytime we talk about state police, we probably associated with thuggery, political manipulation and all that. And when you hear people having a resistance to the idea, you kind of understand where they're coming from. Because the issue is this, is that the idea is solve the principle, but the problem I have with Nigeria is execution. If state policing, even in advanced countries, is local, the people elect their police chiefs, and people elect who are going to be the policemen. I don't know, is that going to be applicable here in Nigeria? And the city is going to be the people responsible for the recruitment, and the local citizens is going to be people who are going to control the police. Are they going to be people who are going to vote who's going to be their local police sheriff, or how it's structured at their local government level? Are they going to be people who are going to vote for the people who are going to be the policemen? These are fundamental questions Nigerians are asking.
The State Police Bill includes accountability mechanisms developed through consultations and stakeholders. The final decision now rests with the State Houses of Assembly. A vote will determine whether Nigeria adopts a new policing structure. And that's it for this edition of Political Arena. Join us again for another package. You can like, share and subscribe to this channel, not forgetting our social media handles and of course our website. That's www.von.gov.ng. I'm Mazino Dixon. Bye for now.